wasn't working. Wasn't working when I tried to start the video. All right, start off with squats to begin with. So just nice and easy body weight squats. You don't have to go very low, just move. So if it's more comfortable to squat with your feet a little bit wider apart, then you can do that. So we're just going to go for a few seconds of each exercise. So from squats, we're then going to move into some seated band rows. So you need to grab your red band, sit down on the floor, band over your feet, and just go for some easy rows. So I just got the band over my feet, looped around once, pulling elbows back. Keep it nice and easy. Okay, good, just do a couple more of those. And then up you get. And then hip hinges. So no weight for this, just hinging forward and standing up nice and tall, pushing your hips back. Again, just a few seconds of these. We're going to go through the movements a few times. Good, and then stand up nice and tall, bum tucked under, core braced, and just stretch arms up and down like that. So you're just doing like a press, but with no weight. I'm just going to cycle through these movements a couple more times. Good, and then back onto the squats again, so squat. Good. I think you're very sensible doing circuits indoors this morning and not outside today, this evening. I think it could be damp. Good, and then back onto the floor, go for the rows again. Well done. Good. Just do a couple more. And then up you stand. Hinges. Well done. I think I'm really dark here. I've got all my lights on. I'm actually going to put another light up. Keep going with the hinges. Good, and then go back to the overhead press, no weight, just stretching your arms up. I'm going to attach my light to the top of this. I've got as much lighting going as I have in the middle of the winter at the moment, which is nice. Okay. Yeah, I know. It's so dark, it's ridiculous. Let's get this going. That's a bit better, I think. There we go, that's better. And then we're just going to do one more set of these. So squat again. That's better. Well done. So I'm not squatting very low with these, I'm just kind of getting, I just want to move like this, so my hips are going, my knees are bending, and I'm not trying to get into a full squat. That's it. And then back onto the floor, seated rows again. The chest nice and tall, arms tight to your side, but keep this easy. We've got plenty of time today to make these more challenging. Good. And then up you get into hinges. I'm just going to very quickly do something. I've left my doormat outside in the rain. I'll never dry it. Good, keep going with the hinges. Your leggings are lovely. I can see them now you put your light on, they're really nice. Oh my god. Good, and then for the last set of overhead presses, grab your band, just double it up and press up above your head. So it's not heavy, but it's just holding something. Just pressing that up and down. Well done. Good, just do a couple more. That'll do. And then we're going to move into some mobility. So stay standing up, straight into some arm circles. So arm circles forward. Try and keep your arms as straight as you can. Well done. And then arm circles back. It's quite heavy rain. Good, and then leg swings. So hold on to something, leg swings forward and back. Ugh. Well done. And then change legs. Good, a couple more. And then side to side. Good, and then other side. Good. Down on the floor. So one foot on the floor, other hand down. Go for some big thoracic rotations. Good, well done. Change sides. One more. And then onto all fours. Hands on the shoulders and cat to cow. So really nice big arching, dipping movements. Good. And then roll onto your back. Arms outstretched, so palms down, arms straight out sort of shoulder height, and then roll your knees from side to side. So as you roll your knees from side to side, try not to let your opposite shoulder come off the ground. Really push over from side to side. Well done. Keep going. Just do one more to each side. Good, and then you don't actually have to get up, but you need your band. So if your band is not next to you, you will have to get it. So we're going through a set of 4 exercises next. We'll be starting off the exercise using both arms or both legs, and then moving into a single arm or single leg movement. And then we're going to be repeating the single arm and single leg movements after the first set. But you don't have to remember any of that, so it'll all become clear. So the first exercise, you need your band. So it's a seated row again, starting with the band over your feet like you had for the warm-up, but you can make it more challenging if you want to. So if you want to pull the band a bit tighter, or you can double the band over and row with both hands. So we're going to start off with a seated row, both arms working. Get ready, off you go. Keep your core braced, shoulders nice and tall, but not hunched. And really keep your arms tight to your side. Think about what your core's doing all the time as well. Keep it braced while you're working, it will help. So we're going to do this for about 45 seconds. Keep going. Right, last few. And then rest. So if your band isn't doubled up, you now want to have your band over your feet like that. So you've got a loop in each hand, and you're going to row one arm at a time next. So both arms extended, the band should feel like it's under tension, and you should feel like you're having to pull the band back. And you're just going to row with one arm first of all. So 30 seconds on one side, and then 30 seconds on the other, and the other arm stays extended. So what you might feel is that the band is pulling your shoulders forward. You want to try and resist that. Keep your shoulders pulled back all the time and keep that feeling going. Try and use your upper back, not your arm or your shoulder, to pull this band back. And then change arms. Again, really focusing on using your upper back, not your shoulder. If you can feel it working in your shoulder, think about squeezing your shoulder blades together and keeping that feeling going. Imagine you've got a tennis ball held between your shoulder blades. You need to keep that there. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Good, and then rest. Next one, kneeling press. So we're going to use the first phase of this with a band, but then the second phase of it with a weight. So you need to have your weight ready as well. So to begin with then, kneeling up on the band. So the band is held in place by your knees. Bring your elbows through and press above your head. So think about keeping your elbows pointing forward, and you want a smooth movement up and down. Right, nice and slow and steady. Hold your hands at shoulder width as well, so more resistance, or more band between your hands rather, so a bit less resistance between your hand. That makes sense. Keep going. Slow and steady. Keep your core braced, bum tucked under. It's really important to protect your core doing this. Almost there. 3, 2, 1, and then rest. So now you're going to move onto a weight. If your weight's a little bit heavy, then you might want to press with both hands, but ideally this is a single arm press now. So say kneeling up, my weight is about 3 kilograms. So if you haven't got anything light enough, what you can do is you can hold a tin of beans or a water bottle. So the arm that you're not working, you're going to hold it out in front of you at shoulder height, and then press single arm. So I'm keeping my elbow pointing into the room, so it's pointing forward, not out to the side. and just pressing above my head. So what you should hopefully feel is that this single arm press requires a little bit more effort to stabilise your core. You might feel that you're wobbling from side to side a little bit, and that's what I want. Good, 2, 1, and then change sides. And again, try and think about your upper back working as much, if not more, than your shoulder and your arm. Keep that pressing movement going. Keep going. 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and then rest. So the next one, bridge. No weight for this is body weight only, this exercise. So I want you to put your arms out to this. Oh, my hair's in the wrong place, hang on. Can't lie on my back. There we go. Arms down to your sides, feet quite close in towards your bum, so you should be able to reach forward ever so slightly and touch your heels. Push up and then lower down, but when your bum gets towards the floor, as soon as your bum just touches the floor, push up. You don't want to rest on the floor. And I'm pushing up quickly and then returning back down to the ground a lot more slowly. So we're going to start with a standard bridge like this and then move into a single leg bridge. And there are options to make it easier or harder as well. Keep going. Right, last few seconds. Good, and then I want you to push your hips up and hold that position. Brace your core, squeeze your glutes. You can play around with foot position if you have to move your feet around slightly. You're going to bring one leg up, hold that there, and you're going to push up and down on one leg. Now if that's not possible, then you can do a marching bridge instead. So you keep your hips up and you march your legs up and down. That's an easier way of doing this. And if you want to make it harder, legs straight up in the air. Keep going. You're pushing down on one leg. So you should find this is much harder for your glutes, much harder for your core. Change legs. Off you go. So whereas I can feel a normal bridge kind of in the main part of my bum, this single leg bridge is out to the side a little bit more. And also my hamstrings. Keep going. Two, one, good. And the next one, up you get, deadlifts. So you can use a band or a weight for the first one. We're going to start with a normal deadlift, and then we're going to move into a kickstand deadlift. Ooh, a bit dizzy. Still not over that COVID vaccine yet. Taken a while. Right, so feet hip width apart. I'm doing it with a weight, but you can use a band. Shoulders back, core braced, hinge forward, and then stand up. So just a normal deadlift. So I'm making really sure that my shoulders don't end up any lower than my hips, so you can look in the camera if you're not sure, and look straight down at the ground, and then up ahead as you stand up. So my weight's pretty light for this. If you've got something heavier, then use it. Okay, and then single leg deadlift or a kickstand deadlift. So left leg forward, right leg back, weight in my right hand, and I'm going to hinge forward and then stand up. So it's really important that you have your weight in one hand for this. resting on your toes with the back leg, and it should feel different in each leg. So I can feel it in my glutes and my hamstring on my front leg. On my back leg, it's in my quads a bit more. Whoops, no balance. Change sides. Well done. Good. So again, I've got my right leg forward, left leg back, weights in my left hand. Well done. Almost there. 3, 2, 1. Good. Right. So the next 2 sets, we're not doing the double movement. So it's just going to be single arm seated press, the single arm kneeling press, single leg bridge, and then the kickstand deadlift. So we're going to work through all those exercises twice through, 30 seconds on each side. So starting with the single arm rows. So that's sitting down again, band over your feet, 30 seconds on each side. 2, 1, off you go. I don't know why I look over my shoulder when I cough. I'm not actually with you. Have it. Keep going. 10 seconds. Change arms. Well done. Good, well done. So when you're rowing with this one arm movement, try not to twist around, keep both shoulders pointing forwards. Keep going. And 3, 2, 1, good. So the kneeling single arm press. I'm going back to the weight for this one. Kneel down. Core braced, one arm extended. Off you go. 30 seconds on each side. So really concentrate on what your upper back is doing. Don't let your arm do all the work. Upper back, core, they're all helping you with this exercise. Well done, keep going. 10 seconds. Three, 2, 1, and then change sides. Off you go. Good, keep going. Almost there. 3, 2, 1. Perfect, well done. So bridge. Back to the single leg version that you could manage last time. So on your back, hips up, engage your core, squeeze your glutes, and then either go for that single leg bridge or marching if you want to. Off you go. Keep your core braced, it will help. Five seconds. 2, 1, change sides. Well done. Good. 2, 1, done. And then up you get. Kickstand deadlift. Get ready. So left foot forward, right foot back, weight in my right hand, off you go. Keep going. 3, 2, 1, change sides. Ooh, off you go. Seconds, and then it's straight back down onto the floor, repeating the single arm rows. 3, 2, 1, single arm row. So sit down again. So if you want to make this final set more challenging and you haven't got a heavy duty band, if you just have your feet ever so slightly wider apart, that will increase the resistance on both sides of the band, so you can make it harder if you want to. Conversely, if you want to make it easier, put your feet tight together. Right, off you go. So I'm just leaning back a little bit more on this set as well, just to give my core a bit more of a workout. So if your arms are starting to fatigue a little bit, then really concentrate on your upper back working. Try not to get this movement through the back of your shoulder. Think about it being a little bit lower down, so back of your shoulder blade. Keep going. Well done. 3, 2, 1, change sides. So re-brace your core again. Well done. Keep it going. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Band off. Kneeling press. Grab your weight. Everything. Perfect. So one arm out, thumb up to the ceiling, bum tucked under, brace your core, off you go. Keep this movement slow and steady. So these single arm, single leg movements are really good for your core stability. So moving slowly challenges your core even more. Keep going. Change sides. Off you go. Well done. Three, 2, 1. Lovely, well done. Bridge. So what tends to happen with this exercise is that if you found one phase of it really hard, so if you found the single leg bridge really difficult, you might find it a bit easier for this last set. So if you've been doing the marching bridge, have a go at doing the single leg bridge for this last set, because your glutes will have activated and your core, so you may find it a bit harder. Likewise, if you've been doing it with a bent leg, try doing a straight leg movement now. Off you go. So really think about what your hips are doing as you bring them back down to the ground. If you can feel them moving from side to side, really try and brace your core even more. Try and keep that as a smooth movement up and down. 3, 2, 1, change sides. Pardon me. Lovely, well done. Last few seconds. And 3, 2, 1. Up you get. Kickstand deadlift, last one. Hopefully your glutes are feeling nice and awake now. So left foot forward, right foot back, weight in my right hand. Off you go. Good, well done. Five seconds. 3, 2, 1. Change sides. Well done. Last few seconds. 3, 2, 1, and done. Excellent. All right, have a little rest. I'm just going to show you the next exercises. We've got some more kind of core-y stuff to do first, and we've got a workout to finish off with. So we have got leg extensions using the band. So we're going to do each of these exercises, rather than doing it as a circuit, we're going to do each one 3 times, just because a few of these are a bit faffy. So, first one, on all fours. We have done this before, but not for a while. You need to get the band on the floor, and I like to hook it on the floor, so over my thumbs, hold the band on the floor with my hands like that, so it's really secure. And then you're going to put one foot in the band, like that. So I've got one knee in the band, one knee out, core braced, and then I'm going to do a leg extension with the band. So it's really important that you don't bring your heel higher than your bum doing this. So my toes are kind of grazing the floor pretty much as I extend. So for this first set, we'll just stick with the resistance that you get by having your hands directly into your shoulders. But there is a way of making this more challenging if you want to. And then change sides. So get your foot in the band, take the other leg out, that should be the smoothest way of doing this, and then extend. So this exercise, core stability, hip flexors, hamstrings, bum. It's doing a lot. So I can really feel it in the backs of my legs and in my bum actually. Keep going. 3, 2, 1, and then change sides. So again, put that foot in the band, take the leg out. If you want to make it a bit more challenging, just pull the band through your hands a little bit more and then put them back down to the floor. So what I've got now is quite a lot of slack in between my hands. Off you go, and that's increased the resistance quite nicely. Maybe a bit too much, if I'm honest. So as I'm extending this leg, this is my left leg, I'm supporting myself on my right, so I can feel my right leg working as well. It's really important not to lean over onto that leg, so try and keep that thigh completely vertical. 3, 2, 1, and then change sides. So foot into the band, change legs, off you go. Being really careful to keep the same amount of resistance with each leg as well. And as I'm extending, I'm not letting my foot touch the floor, keep it raised. Two, 1, and then change sides. We're going to do one more set. So if the resistance was too much, you can let it go. If you want more resistance, pull that band a little bit tighter. Off you go. So if you're doing this at home with socks on, be careful the band doesn't ping off. This is a really good one for shoes actually. Keep going. Almost there. 3, 2, 1. Change sides. And then last one, off we go. Last few seconds. 3, 2, 1. Good. I can really feel that. 3 sets of that is quite challenging. I know. It's really good for hamstrings. You're hitting the backs of your legs. Hamstrings and glutes. Yeah, perfect. All right, next one. It's a sumo squat, so you should be okay with this one, Lynn. So you're going to do 3 sets of 30 seconds with this. So if you've got a heavyish weight, go for it. I might even treat myself for cheeky 8 kilograms here. I might regret this. All right, positioning then. Feet wide apart. Wider apart than might feel natural. Oh my God, there's such a big grey cloud coming over. Circuits tonight could be quite damp. So sumo squats. Drop down, stand up nice and tall. Keep looking straight ahead. And when you stand up, try and drive up through your heels. And at the top of the movement, tuck your bum under and then drop down again. So depending on how tight your hip flexors, your inner thighs are, that will limit how low down you can get into this squat. But if you've got a heavy weight, it kind of helps. It'll drive you down a little bit more. And really want to push your bum back. So you're trying to keep your knees from drifting too far forward over you. So you don't want that movement. You want to push back, stand up and rest. Good. So I'll just show you again side on. What you don't want to do with this is to do that. You want that. All right, let's go again, 30 seconds. So if you can drop down a bit further with each set, go for it. Just try and work on getting a little bit lower. I remember thinking last week that my garden could do a bit of water. I think I'm regretting feeling that now. Good, and then rest. 1 more set to go. I'm not putting the weight down. It's easy to keep hold of it. Okay, get ready. Last 30 seconds. 3, 2, 1, off you go. So this final set, my inner thighs have warmed up a little bit. I'm just kind of driving down a bit further, but really keeping my heels pushed down. So if you visualise, when you drop down, you're pushing down through your heels, stand up through your heels. Keep going, last 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and then done. Okay, next one. Bridge with a chest press. I'm going to show you the weight, but if the weight that you've got isn't challenging enough, you can do it with a band. So, you sit onto your back. In fact, I'll show you the first one with the band, just because it's more complicated. So if you're going to use a band for this, you want the band under your back, kind of around the back of your bra strap, if you're wearing a bra. And then you're going to push your hips up, and they stay up, and then you press up above your shoulders. If you want to use a weight, you can do it in a variety of ways. So you can hold, if you've got a weight that you can hold in both hands, or you can have a weight in each hand. It's entirely up to you, but you're basically holding a high bridge position. So pushed up, core braced, glutes working, and you're pressing a weight above your shoulders. Off you go. 3 sets of 30 seconds. So if your weight is heavy, just be careful about your face. You don't press above your face. You're pressing above your chest, and the floor will limit your range of movement. So as soon as your elbows hit the floor, press up again. If you're doing this on a bench, you'd be able to get a bigger range of movement, but the floor is absolutely fine. And then rest, so let your bum drop to the floor. And then get your core braced, push up again, off you go. Perfect, well done. Good. And then bum down to the floor, rest. One more set. Arms are getting quite tired now. 3, 2, 1, push up, core brace, and press. Well done. 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Done. Weight down. Right, we've got one final workout to finish off with. So, 4 exercises. I will demonstrate and then we can do them together. Each exercise is for 30 seconds. I've planned this to go through 3 times. We'll just keep an eye on the time though, but it should be alright with that. Ground to overhead. So it's a hip hinge to an overhead press. If your arms are quite fatigued after all the body work we've done so far, then you can do this with no weight. You can just hip hinge and then press up above your head. I will do that anyway, just so I haven't got to hit the ceiling with the weight. Then some side to side runs. So you can tap the floor and then trot to the side. Move as quickly as you want to, just to get your heart rate up a little bit. This is a bit of a heart rate raise movement. Then a straight arm plank row. So into straight arm plank. And you're going to row each hand up. So if that's going to hurt your shoulder, then you can just do a kneeling press and get into that kneeling position, really brace your core and just press with no weight above your head. That'll get your core working. If you can hold a straight arm plank with no movement, you can try that as well if you want to. And then a reverse crunch. So onto your back, arms down by your side, and you're going to kick your legs up into the air, but they stay up. So you can use your legs, you can fling them up a little bit, but you're trying to use your tummy as much as possible. Those are the 4 exercises. So start off with the ground to overhead. No weight if you want to, that's absolutely fine. And it's 30 seconds for each set, for each exercise. We're going straight from one to the other, and there's a 30-second rest at the end of each set. Right, let's do it. 3, 2, 1, ground to overhead. Well done. So just pretend I'm holding a weight. I've got just about enough ceiling height to stretch my arms up with my palms flat. Halfway. Keep going. 3, 2, 1. Straight into side to side run. So tap the floor. Seconds. 3, 2, 1. Straight arm plank rows. So it's holding a straight arm plank. You can do it on your knees as well if you want to make it easier. And keeping your palm flat to the floor, pulling it up towards your armpit, and putting it down back to the floor under control. Almost there. 3, 2, 1. Roll onto your back. Reverse crunch, go straight into this movement. Ten seconds. 3, 2, 1. 30 seconds rest. Perfect. 2 more sets to go. And then we're stretching. Well done. So ground to overhead, 15 seconds. We've got plenty of rest between each set, I hope. 5 seconds, get ready. Almost there. 3, 2, 1, off you go. Good, well done. So this movement fairly quick. Hip hinge, stretch up nice and high. Really get your glutes working. 5 seconds. Fab, side to side run, floor touch, run to the side, off you go. That's it. So use the space that you've got, the more room you've got, move more. This is to get your heart rate up. Fab, keep going. 10 seconds, keep moving. Three, 2, 1. Straight arm plank rows. So either on your knees, full body. If even that is uncomfortable, just hold a straight arm plank. Just keep it as a static movement. Keep going. 5 seconds. That's good, well done. 3, 2, 1. Reverse crunch into your back. Arms back to your side, go straight into it. So this is really hard work, this exercise. Then just limit the movement. So even if you're only bringing your bum off the floor by a tiny amount, you'll feel it in your core and it won't hurt your back. Just go for a small movement. 3, 2, 1, and then rest. Up you get. One more set to go. That's got some sweat going. Well done. 10 seconds, ground to overhead, get ready. Last set. Stretch after this. 3, 2, 1, go. Seconds, keep moving. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Side to side, off you go. Put the weight down, straight to the movement. "15 seconds. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Straight arm plank rows. So the other option you do have, if you don't want to do the rowing movement, is that leg extension. Tapping your leg to the side, so moving your legs rather than your hands. Or on your knees. There's lots of options for this. Lots of modifications. 3, 2, 1. Onto your back. Last set of reverse crunches. Off you go. Keep going. Last 10 seconds. Well done. 3, 2, 1. Done. Well done. Up you get slowly. Grab a drink. Whew. Well done. I've got good sweaty hair now. It's a problem about working out inside when it's really muggy like this as well. Right, up you get. So we're just going to start with some upper body stretches. standing, and then we'll go down into child pose. Let me just redo my hair. I'm getting actually out of my face. So first one I want you to do, hang on, almost there we go, is just to bend over, put your hand in the side of your knee, engage your core, and then pull in. So let your head drop down. So you're not letting your knees come in together, you're resisting this pull, and you should put a stretch across your upper back. And then change sides, pull in. Think about keeping your core braced as well, all those good form movements going. And so let your arms relax, drop down, and then really slowly come up to stand. Take your time, and then take one arm across your body. Well done. Try not to let your shoulders twist around when you do this. Pull your arm across your body. And then release and change sides. Keep your shoulders low as well, don't hunch them. That's it. And then tricep. So bring one arm down between your shoulder blades and push that down between. And you should feel a bit of a stretch here, but also you should feel it across into your chest, so I can feel it in there as well. Bum tucked under, obviously. And then release and change sides. Well done. And then just release. Let your arms drop down. Shake them out a little bit. A few big shoulder rolls back and forward. And then down into the floor. Start off with the child pose. So feet together, knees apart. Arms stretched out in front of you. If that's uncomfortable for your shoulders, you can have them down by your sides. Good. And then bring your hands under your shoulders, knees under hips, and push up. And then tuck your toes under, push up. And then drop down to the floor. Hip flexors, so 1 foot forward. Tuck your hips under, push forward. Big old stretch of the hip flexors. Change sides. Foot forward, tuck your bum under, push forward. And then release, and then we're going to finish off with glutes, but sitting. So sit, legs completely straight. Pull one leg around, keeping your shoulders pointing forward, nice and upright. That's it. Ooh. And then twist. So look over your shoulder. And then change sides. Other leg pulled around. This weather is quite bonkers. And then twist around. And then release, stand up slowly. And we'll just finish off with a standing quad stretch. So if you need to hold on to something for support for this, that's absolutely fine. Heel into your bum, tuck your bum under, nice and tall. And then relax, change sides. Oh, that side's a bit tighter. Good, and then just relax, release. And then done. Well done. Bit sweaty this morning.